comments.
Yes,
Thank you for the
thank
ideas,
you.
for the different show designs, show titles, and just everything else. So we're gonna hop a little bit. We're gonna go over to LinkedIn. Now, I love LinkedIn. I love Facebook, but I love LinkedIn.
That's your platform.
That's my platform.
Yeah.
Well, that's my business platform. My friends are on Facebook, which is why we're doing this on Facebook.
Right.
But LinkedIn is scrapping its stories feature.
It's been a year, right?
It has been
About a year.
So the question is why? And if you're a LinkedIn guru, or you work for LinkedIn, or you have some insight into that, I would love for you to share with people why they're scrapping this. This is actually coming from TechCrunch, and who's a great, I mean, they're a great news outlet for our industry.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just really interesting, and it's a great read. I don't fully grasp it, because it seems to be the direction that, I mean, even Twitter is now having stories in video. I mean, this video, what we're doing right now, is the direction.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I'm interested to see what they come out with. And now that they scrapped it, maybe the beginning of 2020, 2022, because we're way past 2020.
Thank God.
Wow. But what they're going to put it in place, because
Do they need to? Because they put it in place to compete with Instagram and Facebook, because that's the platform. That's the two platforms that were doing it. And it gets traction, you know.
But does it get traction on those platforms? But maybe because of the demographic that LinkedIn caters to, it's not a popular feature.
Well, what's the purpose of a story?
Normally to do something personal, but I mean, if you think about it, a lot of things that happen in the business world, I don't want on, if we're negotiating a business deal, that does not need to go on my story. Right?
Right.
If I'm doing networking, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm,
I mean, does the business world want to hear about my chocolate milk coffee?
well, and I'm sure there's a place for that. But I mean, you have executives, you have C-suites, you have
Right.
VPs that are making very strategic decisions that really don't want the rest of the world knowing what they're doing. They're playing it close to the chest. I mean,
Sure.
that's competition. And actually, now that I'm talking about this, it's almost like it's making sense. Like, why would I do a story about, this legal thing or this branding thing? Like, I can see small businesses using it, but small businesses are normally on Facebook.
That's true. Most
Right?
small businesses don't even have a website. They use a Facebook page.
They use a Facebook page, which, if you're doing that, please call us. Please call Lindsay, not me. Please call Lindsay, and please let her and her team build you a website. Because that's the foundational piece of everything, right? If you're just using Facebook, you're just using LinkedIn, you're just using some type of social media, you're missing out on so much. It's almost like building a house, but you forgot the foundation, right? So you definitely need to have a website. But as I'm talking about this with LinkedIn, there's so many things that, you're not going to use that feature. And now let's go a step further. By having the stories, did you make LinkedIn too personal?
Right.
Did you get away from your perfect prospect? Did you get away from your niche? Because now you're letting people post about their birthday parties and not networking events, like very personal things. And are you starting to blur that line where now are we LinkedIn or are we Instagram? Are we LinkedIn or are we TikTok? Are we LinkedIn? And if you read the book like Start With Why, you will see that companies have crumbled because they lost their way. They tried to be the jack of all trades, and in doing so, lost their niche and therefore lost their primary revenue streams.
Yeah, I don't think LinkedIn needs stories to be successful. That's not why people go to LinkedIn. They don't go to LinkedIn to be personal. They go to make business connections. They go to grow themselves professionally, learn things that are going on in their industry. That doesn't always have to do with what's happening in my personal life. Never.
And they should be separated.
And I was just going to say, a good rule, you hear this rule, I don't know if it's a good rule, but, leave your home life at home and come in to work and do work.
Mm-hmm.
Be in the business when you're at the business.